Once the #1 seafood chain in the U.S. with 1,500 stores at its peak, the Kentucky-based Long John Silver's has since lost more than half of its locations, with only 568 left. The chain has been on a decline since at least 1989, when, in response to mounting debt, it took its business private. In the 3 decades since, it's been handed off from one parent company to another and is still struggling to find its footing in the modern fast food landscape. What went wrong at Long John Silver's? Well, let's take it from the top. Before we start the video, please support the channel by hitting the subscribe and like button. Thanks for watching. The first restaurant opened on August 18, 1969 in Lexington, Kentucky. The original location on 301 Southland Drive was previously the Cape Codder seafood carryout restaurant. The original Cape Codder concrete block building was redesigned by architect Druce Henn, who created the New England style of Long John Silver's early chain restaurants. That original location is now a styling salon. After a trip to a less landlocked stay with his family, businessman and restaurateur Jim Patterson had a flash of inspiration to bring the sunny seaside fish and chips eating experience to families nationwide, for everyone to enjoy. Its parent company, Jerrico, was taken private in 1989 through a highly leveraged management buyout, and 1 year later, any other restaurant concepts under their umbrella was canceled and the company focused solely on Long John Silver's. Fast forward to the late 1990s and beyond, the chain was in trouble with profits that failed to impress. Most outposts of the restaurant occupied dingy highway rest areas and partially abandoned strip malls in the least desirable neighborhoods. With lawsuits, the threat of bankruptcy, a questionable rebranding effort, and rapidly closing franchise locations all spelled big problems for the company. After struggling for the next several years under its heavy debt load, Jerrico Inc. filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in June 1998. In September 1999, A&W announced to acquire the chain out of bankruptcy. As a result, Yorkshire Global Restaurants was formed. In 2000, Yorkshire Global Restaurants agreed to test multi-branded locations with Louisville, Kentucky-based Tricon Global, owner of the KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell chains. The parent company of Long John Silver's and A&W, Yorkshire, was acquired by Tricon Global, and Tricon was renamed Yum Brands Inc. in May 2002. By January 2011, Yum announced it was seeking a buyer for its Long John Silver's and A&W All-American Restaurant divisions, citing poor sales and a desire to shift its focus to international expansion. In September 2011, Yum announced the impending sale of Long John Silver's to LJS Partners, a group consisting of franchisees and other private investors. In March 2015, James O'Reilly, who'd previously worked for KFC, another Yum Brands holding, was appointed as the CEO. On May 22, 2018, Long John Silver's announced the acquisition of 76 franchised restaurants, primarily owned and renovated by Serve US, located in Indiana. As of 2023, the restaurant chain currently operates 568 locations, but it's still rough sailing for this battered ship. The company continues to close restaurants, and reviews of its existing locations have been less than stellar. In 2017, Business Insider visited a location in Staunton, Virginia to get a first-hand look at the company's turnaround. It's kind of difficult to get excited about checking out a restaurant when the review includes phrases like grubby and claustrophobic and borderline palatable. So what caused all the downfall? Based on the research, it appears there were 2 main issues that caused maximum devastation to this company. Number 1, the departure from Patterson's original goal of delivering the charm of a seaside lunch to the otherwise landlocked masses. The acquisition of Long John Silver's by A&W in 1999, which was later acquired by Tricon Global, the company that would eventually become Yum Brands, who also owns KFC, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut, brought with it some changes that drastically impacted the look and feel of the stores. Gone were the traditional Cape Cod-style blue roof buildings with their wooden tables, pilings, ship's wheels, and assorted nautical bric-a-brac, replaced by generic split locations that often shared space with desperate failing brands, such as A&W Root Beer. What appears to be the main issue with the brand is the food itself, which is pretty bad. Whether you're in the mood for fish, shrimp, chicken, hush puppies, cheese, or potatoes, if you're eating at Long John Silver's, you're probably eating something deep fried. This probably felt like enough of an innovation in the late 1960s when the chain started, and before we all became accustomed to the novelty of eating fried seafood while simultaneously conducting the other everyday business of our lives. However, with people being hyper-focused on wellness, these extremely greasy foods will no longer make the cut. In 2013, the Center for Science and the Public Interest dubbed the Big Catch meal, which consisted of battered and fried fish, hush puppies, and onion rings, the worst meal in America, sporting over 1,300 calories and more trans fats than you should eat in 2 weeks. The batter and hydrogenated oil-encrusted meal also clocked in with 19 grams of saturated fat, almost 3,700 milligrams of sodium, and 33 grams of trans fats. After the backlash, the company announced the discontinuation of trans fats in their food. Regardless, customers are still looking for healthier, more interesting mealtime options, and Long John Silver's has been slow to catch up. A menu overhaul was announced in early 2018, led by new CEO James O'Reilly. However, the menu took a while to implement. Eventually, the chain did add some grilled options, including salmon and shrimp, griddled fresh and served in a taco or a bowl with rice. Unfortunately, the introduction of the fresh new menu only happened at 54 restaurants originally, and the requirement of new grills meant other locations were slow to see them realized. The failed innovation of their menu really devastated their sales growth, which equated to continued falling profits. So what's next for Long John Silver's? Long John Silver's is also trying to make waves in the States with big plans for its future. New markets, new builds, and complete overhauls of existing locations are all on deck for the brand. Additionally, Long John Silver's is expanding its food truck footprint by adding nautical-themed food trucks to its fleet. Their desire is to bring their brand of seafood from the sea to the streets. I don't know how viable their business is for this generation. For one, food trucks typically offer unique or in-demand food. No one's demanding Long John Silver's. Nowadays, I just don't see the younger generation craving their food as they do Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. In most cases, when I see a Long John Silver's, it's maybe 3 to 4 people there. Also, they've lost a lot of their growth. To go from a peak of 1,500 stores to only 568 says to me that people are not really interested in their food. I don't know about you all, but anytime my friends suggest dinner, no one mentions Long John Silver's. Ever. It seems like the only customers they have are those from the 80s that want a bit of nostalgia. They never go viral for any new food products like Popeyes or Chick-fil-A do. Their lack of innovation to keep up with the times has really affected their brand relevancy. So now it's your turn to tell me what you think. Do you think Long John Silver's can make a comeback? What do you think Long John Silver's next move should be? Do you even eat at Long John Silver's? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic, so leave your comments below. Please subscribe, share, comment, and link. Thanks for watching.